What's going on, world? DS1 Ross, and we back here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Shout out to everybody who support the platform. Much love, much love. Salute to everybody that's in the building. Salute to everybody that's here right now. Shout out to everyone who's going to be falling through. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to all of the visionaries that are here. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share today's show. Hit the like button, hit that share button, and let's get today's show popping, man. So shout out to y'all. Much love to y'all. I appreciate all the love and the support that y'all got for me and this platform, Sheep Stay Sleep TV. It's very much appreciated. We are back with another great show lined up for you guys. We are coming with part 2 to yesterday's show. If you haven't caught part 2, if you haven't caught part 1 yesterday, go down in the description box on this video and part 1 will be there. You can click the link and make sure you catch part 1 of today's show. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to everyone. Let me get over here to the chat room and give some shout outs while you guys hit that like button and hit that share button. Hit that like button, hit that share button, family. Share it on your community tab, your Discord servers, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, anywhere that you share content. Make sure you share this show. Make sure y'all share this show. Share the show, y'all. Shout out to JR Meadows in the building. Salute. Salute to my brother, Sir O. Salute, salute. Shout out to the Villains Fair. Shout out to Ricky Webster in the building. What's good, my brother? Good to see you, man. Garnetta Brown. Yes, man. Part 2. Part 2. Shout out to Miss Queena in the building. It's good to see you. Haven't saw you in a minute, Queena. Good to see you. Always coming through and holding down the chat as usual. Shout out to Third Ward in the building. Salute, bro. Shout out to Miss Angie. Shout out to you, Miss Angie. Always coming through, holding down the Chizat as usual. Shout out to you, Miss Angie. Shout out to my brother, the Book of Ronan. Yes, sir. We getting into it today. We gonna go there today, man. We got to. Shout out to my brother. Shout out to Miss Letitia in the building. What's good, Letitia? Good to see you. Shout out to my brother, Po Boy Films in the building. Salute, my brother. Salute, salute, salute. Appreciate you, bro. Shout out to Fierce Soul in the building. Salute to you. Shout out to 1G. 1G. Salute, my brother. Good to see you, man. Glad you caught the live. And to all the mods, y'all already know, but make sure y'all block these Russian bots, these Putin bots. Y'all y'all make sure y'all snipe these Putin bots. Shout out to Tyrone Church in the building. Shout out to T Church. Salute. Salute, salute, salute. Shout out to y'all, man. Hope all is well with you guys, man. I appreciate all the love and the support. Like I said, make sure y'all like and share today's show. Like and share today's show. Let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. Today's show. This is what happens when men conform. Part 2. Part 2. We're going to get into the real reason why they hate Pookie and RayRay. The real reason. See, I know that's a big argument right now. It's not even an argument. It's just, a discussion that's pretty much meaningless. And today, I'm going to show y'all why it's meaningless. I'm going to show you why the educated, lame Pookie and RayRay debate, who's better and all of that shit is pointless. And we're going to prove it today, because today we're going to go into the reasons why these so-called ELs, which I don't call them ELs, I just call them lame. But we're going to go into why they really hate Pookie and RayRay. We're going to get into some distinct reasons why they hate Pookie and RayRay. You see? Because it all goes back to conformity. This is why this is going to be part 2 to this is what happens when men conform. See, because what happens to men when they conform is they begin to actually live a miserable existence. They begin to live vicariously through their vices and through their so-called achievements that they think is supposed to grant them access to certain things in life. You see? And this is what actually makes these kind of guys what we would consider lame. You see, it's not because they went to school and got educated. That doesn't make you lame. That doesn't mean you're lame. That doesn't equate to being lame. To being lame, to be a square or whatever is basically not to be a guy that just followed a book, but you are one of those guys who are convinced that going by the book is what's going to grant you success. You see? Because if you've read any books, any entrepreneurial books, motivational books, self-help books, they always tell you, or these guys like Robert Kiyosaki and all of these other gurus, right? They tell you that they've became successful because they were able to be free. And when I say to be free, I mean to be free, to be an independent thinker. Shout out to Sir O. He does a series about that on his channel. Embracing being an independent thinker. What do you think those guys are? All of these books that we like to name and, you know, Think and Grow Rich, The Millionaire Next Door, and all of these books. You have to get down to the rudimentary aspect of the book. See, a lot of you guys, y'all get caught up, you know, in the sensationalism of things. You see? When intelligence is based on you being able to simplify something complex and make it easily understood. And a lot of times us as men, we get caught up in the sensationalism and we miss the whole point. We miss the root. We miss the actual substance in what's being said in these books. See, y'all think, and this comes from poverty. You have an impoverished mindset. So when you're reading these books, you caught up on how they got money. That's what you caught up on. How they got money. What did they do? What school did they go to? Because you have the mindset of a conformist. So you think that everyone else who's successful, who's rich, who's wealthy, that they went through those same channels and those same avenues that you think is going to work for you. You see? And I need men to understand this, because this is what actually grants you the lame stamp, because you're totally unaware and have been misled and misguided to what you think goes on in this world. You think this world is a beautiful place. You think the way shit is done by the book. It's textbook. You got to go through this to get to this. You got to have this to get to that. No, it don't work like that. And you know who understands that? Pookie. You know who understands that? RayRay. See, Pookie and RayRay understand how the world really works. You know why? Because they're outside. They're outside. And when I say they're outside, they're still interacting with people. They still have a pulse on the people. They know what people like. They know what people are on. And see, a lot of you other guys who are against Pookie and RayRay, y'all don't know what's going on out there. Pookie do. Pookie and RayRay knows and understands the state of the Black community because they're there. They're outside and they're active. You're not. You're right here on YouTube trying to tell dudes who are actually outside what's going on because you read a goddamn article. This is the problem. See, this is the problem beneath the problem. You see? And this little war should never exist because it's foolish. Because at the end of the day, we're supposed to learn from each other. Pookie and RayRay is supposed to learn from the lame, just like the lame is supposed to learn from Pookie and RayRay. You are supposed to learn from Pookie and RayRay what not to do, where not to go, where not to be. Because you can look at the mistakes that Pookie and RayRay has made. Pookie and RayRay is supposed to look at your life and know what to do. See, this is why I was speaking on yesterday, where it comes a time in every man's life where you have to adjust. There's a difference between conformity and adjusting. You see? And this is where the relationship between Pookie and RayRay and the so-called educated lame is supposed to unite. Because if you put them two together, you will rebuild the Black community. You see? It's called galvanizing your resources. And the first resource is people. That's the first resource. It's the people. And not just anybody, not just everybody, but the right people. The people with certain skills and the people with the connections to the people, the network. You see, this is where Pookie and RayRay and the EL is supposed to unite. Us being adversarial to each other, all it does is it shows that what we've been taught has always worked. You see? We actually showing that the programming is working on both sides. See, this is what I want. This is what I want you so-called ELs to understand. Don't think you're escaping nothing. You're just as much as a slave as Pookie and RayRay. You see? You're in the trap just like Pookie and RayRay. Because you actually think you're better than Pookie and RayRay when you're not. Because in life, when it comes to social status, you and Pookie on the same level. You may have more money than him, but you and Pookie are on the same level socially. You know why? Because y'all can fuck the same women. You see? And this is the real problem. This is the real problem. This is why they really hate Pookie and RayRay. Because after all that schooling, after all of that conforming you've done as a man, it granted you what? The same access you could have had if you didn't conform. And I know y'all not going to like that because that's the truth. That's why you really hate Pookie and RayRay. Because you went to school for 15 years. You made sure you didn't get caught up on girls because you was trying to become something in life. See? All them nights when your Pookie homies was out at the parties, you in the house studying. And this ain't me making fun of nobody. These are the facts. Can't go to no school dances. You're not going out partying. You sacrificed enjoying your youth to be a man that is set later on in life. And there's nothing wrong with that. But my question is, what did that grant you? What did it actually do for your life? For your life, the life that you want to live, not the life that the television tells you to live. See, because that's why you went to school and you did all of that, because that's what the TV told you to do. And if the TV didn't tell you to do it, your parents told you to do it because the TV told them to do it. This is conformity. You've conformed. You became a house nigga and you mad because the women in the house don't look good as the women in the field. Right? Right? That's why you're mad. Because you had the choice. You had the choice. You could have been a field nigga. You could have been Pookie and RayRay. You could have been him. You could have been one of those guys that got it how they lived. You could have been one of those guys. But you chose to go the safe route. Check that stream out. This is what happens when men try to play it safe. See, when you try to play it safe as a man, you lose in life. Because you know if there's any masculinity in you, that's not what men do. Men don't do everything in life and play it safe. You're supposed to take risk. You're supposed to put yourself out there. That's what you're supposed to do. Am I saying you're supposed to commit crime? No. No. I'm not saying that. But if that is the choice that you made, that's the choice that you made. And see, what these ELs are upset at is, why did Pookie and RayRay do or have to do Nothing that I had to do, but he still can have the same women I have. Why? Why does he still have the same access to these beautiful women when I make $80,000, $90,000 more than him? I drive better cars than him. I own more things than him. I did it the right way. I played it safe. I did it by the book. I deserve a baddie. That's how they feel. I deserve a baddie. I deserve a hottie. I deserve a Playboy model. Because I did everything that the world told me to do in order to get a baddie. Baddies want guys who own things. They want guys who drive nice cars. They want guys who can pay for them. That's what you were told. That's what you accepted, and you were fooled by that. See, don't get mad because what you thought wasn't so. And this is what I hear when I hear these ELs on here griping about Pookie and RayRay. I hear a bunch of unhappy, degreed up men. You got a bunch of degrees and a bunch of grief. That's all you got. Degrees and regret. That's all you got. Degrees and regret. Now we living in a time where your goddamn degree don't even matter. Your degree don't even matter. You got goddamn lawyers sitting here with YouTube channels. This is the time that we in now. See? So the EL is upset because they conformed. And what happens over time when men continuously conform, they hit rock bottom. They hit an emotional rock bottom. And this is what you see playing out here on these YouTube streets with all of this hatred between men. That's what you see. You see a bunch of unsatisfied men who have not been pleased with the outcomes in their life. See, they try to throw all that shit on Pookie. Oh, that's why Pookie try to act tough, because he really mad because he ain't do this and that. Well, let's talk about why the EL is so upset. He's upset because he thought if he went to school and became a doctor, he was going to get some ass. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how he thought that his degree, his PhD, equals PUSSY. Let's talk about that. Since you always want to dissect the psychology of Pookie and RayRay, let's dissect the psychology of the educated lane. And how he thought that his education was going to keep him all the way through his life. Like he thought his education was going to open up all the doors, but it don't open up the door to that vagina. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how he was sold on these false narratives that is actually preached to men from the time we're boys. To go out and work in the system. And go get that picket fence and that 2-car garage in that house. And then you a man. And then you go find a wife. And then you can take care of your wife. Let's talk about how none of that panned out for you ELs. This is why you hate Pookie and RayRay. Because after all of that, Pookie and RayRay is still your competition. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. See, yeah, he might can't compete with you in the boardroom. Might can't compete with you there. But socially, he outwits you. He outsmarts you. When he step in a room, he takes control of the room. See, you thought your degree is supposed to grant you authority. You a black man. Don't forget that. That is only applicable to other groups of men. You see? That's only applicable to other groups of men because that is what that narrative was created for. You see? That's who that narrative was created for. Wasn't created for black men. But you took that narrative on and what? Conformed to some shit that's not even who you are. This is why you guys so upset. Shout out to Bob. He said people get manipulated all the time. I thought going by the book would help me, but nope. I am still shunned even though I gave my all. It's a scam. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you. Shout out to Bob, man. That's a fact, dog. That's a fact. It's a scam. None of that shit make you a man. None of that is going to grant you the access that they told you it will grant you. It's a scam. And this is what the EL is really mad at about Pookie. See, because Pookie, we always what? Pookie always look for the cheat codes. You see? And y'all get up here and try to shame Pookie for that. Oh, Pookie always looking for a short way out. Well, maybe you should have found a short way out. Then you wouldn't be so upset. Maybe if you found the cheat code, maybe if you knew the truth and stopped living a lie, you wouldn't be so mad. See, Pookie and RayRay understand that a lot of this shit is bullshit. That we were sold a lie. Pookie and RayRay always knew that. Pookie and RayRay they're not into buying bullshit. See, they already knew. See, I could be successful without corporate America. Pookie and RayRay already know that. I could be successful without corporate America. This is America where we all do business. All I got to do is create a business. What you think drug dealing is? It's a business. Why you think every drug dealer got to connect? It's a business. But what the EL decided to do, he does exactly what the colonizer does. Is he try to blow up crime in the black community as if crime isn't crime. They turn it into black crime. Oh, Pookie and RayRay selling drugs in the neighborhood. Pookie and RayRay gangbanging in the neighborhood. Hold up. Don't you know we live in nigger culture? Did you know that, Pookie? I mean, did you know that, Mr.? Because Pookie understands that. So all of that, what niggas is doing in the hood shit, you got to understand when you saying that, understand what you're saying. See, because the biggest nigga is the colonizer. Nigger culture. He robbed, stole, and killed to have everything he has. That's not a nigga. Him and all his friends came together and created a criminal syndicate. That's not nigga shit. Oh, you ELs equate niggerdom with black men. See how much, do you see how much you've been taught how to think? You think crime is equated to black people. You think that's nigger shit. And you think nigger shit is shit that black people do. Because that's what the original nigger made you think. What is the biggest trick the devil ever played? Was to convince people he didn't exist. So he convinced the majority of black men, 85% of the black men, that they're niggas because they're black and they live in impoverished neighborhoods. When they're the ones who created the impoverished neighborhoods in the beginning. So we're living in nigger culture. We're living in nigger culture. That's why you see white boys calling themselves niggas now. That's why you see Asians at rap concerts saying, "What up, my nigga?" This is culture. And black men didn't create nigger culture. The white man did. He's the biggest Pookie and RayRay. You see? But you don't understand that because you've been taught to conform, to go through all these universities, and you don't even understand what be going on behind the scenes. You don't even understand that some of the biggest sex trafficking things that has been going on goes on in these university campuses. So if you want to talk about nigger shit, talk about the shit that go on here in America. Talk about what these colonizers has done, not only to America, but across the whole goddamn globe. That's nigger shit. That's why you have nigger shit all over the world now. Because the colonizer went around and spreaded his niggerdom. Pillaging, killing to eat, robbing, stealing, kidnapping children, hurting children. That's nigger shit. We live in nigger culture, but you don't understand that, Lane. You want to blame Pookie and RayRay. See, that's what happens when you have a system set up where you can use your resources, such as the media, to convince everyone that you're not the nigger, but he is. See? That's the purpose of mass media. To spread their message and their culture to the people. We're not the niggas, you are. Because you sell drugs, but you selling the same drugs that we put in your community to drop the goddamn property value, to increase the violence. We've done that for you. And then we're going to use our media to portray you as the nigger. This is what you ELs don't understand. And now you're trying to figure out why these female Pookies, because that's what y'all want. I already went into that. Y'all love the Pookie Poom Poom. Y'all love it. Y'all love Keisha from the second floor. When you get off the elevator, it smell like piss and mothballs. Y'all love her. Y'all love going to that second floor apartment, right? Right? Because she got a big old booty and a hell of a mouth on her, right? But see, Pookie and RayRay, they been going up to the second floor. You see? Pookie and RayRay is very familiar with her mouth. So that's why you mad? That's why you mad. Because you thought, because what you have supposed to grant you some exclusivity, supposed to grant you some type of privilege. Silly rabbit. Silly rabbit. And now you're mad. You're mad. You're mad because you've been hoodwinked. You've been bamboozled and led astray. So now you're going to come back and be mad at Pookie? Be mad at RayRay? How you going to turn around and be mad because you sleep? Because you fell for the banana in the tailpipe. And Pookie and RayRay doesn't. They know what it is. You know why? Because they have knowledge of self. You see? They have knowledge of self. You see? You see? They understand who they are and who the colonizer is. See? They understand these concepts. You don't. You didn't learn that till you got out of law school. You didn't learn that until you retired from your profession. And then you were able to begin to see the world for what it really is. This is what makes you a lame. Because you're never able to see the world for what it is. You see? You think somebody's supposed to acquiesce to what you want. That's not how the world works. So just because you went to school and you did this and you did that, that doesn't grant you access to everything. Sorry, they lied. They lied to you. Okay? Doesn't mean you're going to have a successful marriage. Doesn't mean you're going to have a successful family. It doesn't mean any of that. They lied to you. That's why it's called an American dream. They lied. Dreams are not always good. And see, you ELs are living an American nightmare. Where you got guys like this who can have children with the Laura Londons of the world. You got guys like Young Dolph, rest in peace. Rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle, who can turn down the people who want you to conform. Because see, that's what Dolph said before he died. They wanted to sign Young Dolph. Dolph said, I'm not signing for nothing that I already have. You can't sign me for something that I already have. See, you don't understand that because you were lame. You don't understand that. You think you have to take whatever they offer you because you're lame and you're weak. And you think by accepting and taking and conforming that actually is going to make you happy when it doesn't. It makes you become what you see these educated lames around here. It makes you into them. Middle-aged to senior citizen, miserable black men. You're miserable. You're miserable. You get up here, you sit up here, you talk about Pookie and RayRay all day. You talk about what you think they got, how you think they living. And it's even got so worse now to now y'all are peen watching. Yes, it has gotten that bad to where now you dudes are talking about Pookie's peen. Y'all are talking about the penises of other men. This is how jealous y'all are. Because y'all are failures. Y'all are social failures. Now you want to line us up and kill us. Because your degree didn't grant you, no Brazilian booty model. You see? It's not our fault. It's not our fault. Blame yourself. Because this is what happens when men conform. This is what happens. You start thinking you've missed something in your life. Just look at these ELs around here. They're competing with Pookie and RayRay. Now they run around here talking about some Pookie got trash dick. What? Where we at here? Where have we gotten in the conversation where you got grown men speaking on other men's Johnsons in reference to women as if they're women? How you know Pookie peen is trash? You tried it out? But this is how deep the hatred goes. Matt McKee, salute my brother. Ball X, I see you. Andre Harris, salute family. This is how deep it has gotten. See, your hatred for Pookie and RayRay is the same hatred that the goddamn colonizer had for us. You don't see how indoctrinated you've become? To where now you hate us because of our dicks. Don't y'all see the dangers of conformity? You hate us for the same reason the colonizer hate us, because of our dicks, man. Y'all are black men too. Don't you know that that's why y'all are hated? But you hate us for the same reason why we're being murdered out in the streets. Now I understand why you'll say out your mouth, we need to be lined up and shot down. Because you're dick watching. You mad because we got active dicks and your dick is on a bench. That's what you really mad at. It ain't got nothing to do with no money. All this fake communal talk. Oh, they messed up the community. Why? Where you get that from? That's bullshit. That's bullshit. You mad because your dick is on disabled. You got a disabled dick and Pookie dick working and you're mad. You're mad. Because just like you put your life on hold, now your dick is on hold. And you're mad at Pookie for it. Now Pookie need to die. RayRay need to die. No, it all goes back to you being weak, so you had to conform. Because you thought it was better to live the life of another man. That's what you thought. That's what you thought. You thought if you go the square route, it'll all be okay. So now it's Pookie's fault that you don't have no social skills. It's Pookie's fault you're not funny. You don't have no humor. You're not charismatic. You're not attractive in no way. Now it's Pookie's fault. You doing exactly what the colonizer taught you. Y'all are 10%ers. This is why I don't like you educated lames, because y'all are 10%ers. Y'all are blood suckers of the poor. Y'all know the difference between right and wrong, but you choose wrong to manipulate the people so you can get something out of it. Because for years in this space, I watch you same educated lames trash Big Booty Keisha. You trashed her for years. You talked about how she got 7 kids by 7 different baby fathers, how she get beat up, how she on welfare, how she on this, how she on that. Now, years later, because now you think you have a shot at finally getting some of that Big Booty Keisha. Now it's Pookie and RayRay fault she like that. Oh, Pookie and RayRay did that. Oh, Pookie and RayRay did that. So now it's our fault. You're doing exactly what the colonizer taught you to do. Because he taught the 10% that they were better than the 5%. See? You see? That's why a lot of y'all ELs is happy Nipsey Hussle is dead. Because y'all are actually upset that a lot of black men are bossing up using Nipsey's method. They're unapologetically independent, like a Nipsey Hussle, like a Young Dolph, like a Master P. They have that same mindset. And y'all are upset with that because y'all have the conformist mindset, which actually keeps you stuck. You're at your ceiling. You can't move no further. You've done what you could do in life. This is why a lot of y'all came to YouTube. Because you've reached your ceiling in your profession. You're done. That's why you're on YouTube now. Because you're trying to recreate your life because you don't have one. Because like my man Bob said earlier, it's a scam. It's a scam. You thought the women were going to be happy with you. You thought your wife would never leave you because you could always pay the bills. Right? But you don't know how to talk to women. You're a narcissistic prick. Then you wonder why? She like being with Pookie. Pookie draws ain't stuck up in his ass like yours. See? Pookie ain't so uptight as you. You always gotta prove a point. You one of them lames. Every time she say something, you gotta correct her. Well, the correct term for that is. That's why your wife left. Because guess what that does? That dries the vajayjay up, buddy. They don't want to hear that shit. They don't want to hear about the Pythagorean theorem. Okay? They don't care how many cases you solved. None of that. Can you solve this case? I ain't been smashed in 3 months. Can you solve this case? Can you do that? No. But you're sitting on here online talking about Pookie got trash dick. But you can't show me one female you blew her back out. Show me one. I'm waiting, educated lane. And I'm not, the ones you pay for don't count. Okay? Not the ones you pay for. They don't count. They don't count. You see? So stop trying to find a way to cancel Pookie, because on a social ladder, Pookie outranks you. He outranks you. You know why? Because he could come in a spot and galvanize the attention of the women, something you can't do with your degree and your suits and your dress socks and your handkerchief. Okay? That's something you can't do. And you know why you can't do it? Because you're not comfortable with yourself, because you've become someone else going to get your degree, going to so-called become a better person. Y'all are just shitbirds with degrees. That's all y'all. That's all you are. And see, you thought that that was going to change everything. Voila! And it didn't. It didn't. I know that. I can tell that that is a lot of you EL regrets. You regret it. You should have just, I should have just said, fuck it. I know that's how y'all feel. Because a lot of Pookies and RayRays regret not going to school. You see? You see how it balances itself out? You regret not knowing how to talk to women, not getting out there and talking to women. You regret that shit because you was in school. You was in after school, and then you was in after school, and then you went to after school, and then you went to the babysitter after school. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Make sure y'all hit the like button. True or false? You mad? You mad? Should have ran out the Boys and Girls Club when she told you to come on. Should have left. You should have left. Then you'll have some stories that Pookie and RayRay could share with each other. But you were scared. I don't want to get in trouble by my mommy. I don't want to get in trouble by my mom. We get it. we understand. Just like Pookie and RayRay wish they went to school, wish they finished school, wish they would have went further in school. You see? You got to learn to live with regret. So you shouldn't be walking around here hating Pookie and RayRay. Because Pookie and RayRay don't hate y'all because y'all went to school, because y'all joint fraternities and, did all that shit. We don't hate y'all for that. Pookie and RayRay don't hate y'all for that. Then what's your reason for hating Pookie and RayRay? He didn't destroy the black community. The colonizer did. He did. The one who dropped the drugs off did. So you think people in an impoverished situation and they get handed some drugs, they're not going to sell it so they can eat? What you wanted them to do? Leave the drugs and go get a job when they already was disenfranchised. We've been disenfranchised since the goddamn 60s. This is why coming down into the 70s, 80s, 90s too, why you think we were selling drugs? Niggas couldn't get jobs. We couldn't get in those unions and all of that shit back then. Not in mass. That's why in the 70s, it was the dope era. You sold dope. In the 80s, in the beginning of the 80s, you had the freebasing. And then it came to crack. But why do y'all think these men that y'all call Pookie and RayRay, why do y'all think they did what they done? That was their job. They were in the profession of drug dealing. Like Walgreens, like Rite Aid, like CVS, they were in the business of selling drugs. You were in the business of becoming someone you would never want to be. See, that's your problem. Your problem is you never knew who you was, and if you were too afraid to be who you are. Pookie don't have that problem. RayRay don't have that problem. You see? You see? And that's why you really hate Pookie. That's why you really hate RayRay, because they have the courage, they have the bravery, they have the swag, they have the resources to all the shit that y'all like to hide that y'all don't like, which is Pookie Poom Poom. See? Because see, you dudes try to put yourselves on a pedestal by calling yourselves educated lames, but y'all like nigga shit. Y'all love nigga shit. You love that big butt girl that's walking, dragging her goddamn feet in them slippers with 2-3 kids lagging behind her. That's the one. Those are the ones that y'all paying for. Right? Because you always wanted some of that before she had them 4 kids. Didn't you? Didn't you? And you mad at Pookie and RayRay because her 4 baby fathers is Pookie's. So would you want to be number 5, nigga? Let me ask you that. You want to be number 5? Or do you want to play stepdad? Which one? Because see, you only got 3 options when you a lame trying to get some Pookie Poom Poom. Either you going to pay the price, you going to play stepdaddy, right? And pay the price, right? Or you're going to be her next baby daddy. Those are your only choices. Those are your only choices, lame. Now you pick. You pick which one. I'll be right back. Y'all hit the like button and share today's show. I'll be right back. Okay, we back. We back. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Like I said, make sure y'all like and share the show. Make sure y'all like and share the show. But that's really what it boils down to. It boils down to conformity. And a lot of you guys are upset because y'all was not granted the reward that y'all so thought y'all were going to be granted by conforming. See, because to conform, right? To conform is to actually play it safe. It's to play it safe. And when you live your life on the goddamn porch and you watching life go by you, that's the most miserable thing you can do, man. Watching everyone live life while you just sitting back, grinding for something that you think is going to be something so big. And when you finally get it, it's like, oh shit. I let 15 years of my life go for this. I spent 20 years in school for a pandemic to happen for none of that shit to even matter. Y'all think about that shit. Because this is what they're upset about. See, because Pookie and RayRay don't have that problem. They don't have that problem. They got laid off from a warehouse job. They don't have to worry about working from home and getting paid less money. They don't have to worry about that. That's y'all problem. Because y'all was sold on a lie. Mac Ultra. What's good, Mac Ultra? Hey, Lack of Black. Good to see you, love. Sean Perry, what's good, man? Double C in the building. Salute. You see? Just admit it. You're mad because you bought the bullshit. You ate the apple. Should I have said that? Should I have said that? But you ate the apple. That's what you did. And now you're mad because you have to live with those results that the life you chose to live granted you. See, y'all will get up here and try to sound all spectacular and guru-ish when you're talking to Pookie. Well, you know, it's all about results. Okay, well, let's get into yours. Let's get into your results. You always want to point out mine. Let's get into yours. Why are you so unhappy? I want to ask you that. With all the shit that you got, why are you still unhappy? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. Why are you unfulfilled? Because you've neglected you. That's why. You've neglected you. You've went out in the world and got a bunch of worldly accomplishments that still doesn't make you complete. You see? It's good to have mobility. It's good to have education. It's good to have profession, leisure. It's good to have these things, but you'll never get the wealth. You know why? Because you don't have knowledge of self. You'll never get the wealth because you don't have knowledge of self. You don't love your family. You don't love people in general. You love possessions. You love possessions. Not even understanding that you're possessed. You're possessed. You're possessed by the colonizers' programs. And you walked around this goddamn earth thinking you was the shit. Thought you was a token nigga, right? Because you wear suits and burgundy dress socks with the brown tip. You know, you walk in the house every day with a suit on. Hey, babe. You thought you was the man. You thought that was going to keep you, and it didn't. And it didn't. But this is what happens when men conform. This is what happens. You live a miserable external existence. Because you never go within. You never go within. What did Lauryn Hill say? How you gonna win when you ain't right within? I'm gonna ask you that. How you gonna win when you ain't right within? That's why I did the show 2 years ago, The Empty Suit. You just a suit. You're not even a man. You're just a suit. You're not even a man. And you damn sure ain't the man that you really want to be. You're the man that the world told you to become. And you know who that is? Jonathan. Jonathan. See, Jonathan is a conformist. That's who the world want all men to be. Jonathan. Jonathan. Jonathan is a conformist because he's afraid. He's afraid. He's afraid of rejection. He's afraid of being told no. No, I don't like you. No, I'm not interested. No. No, no, no. You see? See, you ran to school and ran to the boys club and ran and went to all these places to try to shield you from those things. When you got to understand, in order for you to know how to protect yourself, you have to stare fear in its face. Can't protect yourself and be afraid. You see? And living your life on the goddamn porch, I'm going to say it again, is a miserable way to live. And this is how your ELs are living. You're driving past in your car, looking at Pookie having cookouts with big booty chicks. Right? Because spring is coming. Spring is coming. Them summer dresses is coming out. What you gonna do about that, buddy? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? You know what Pookie doing. You know what Pookie and RayRay doing. What you doing? Sitting back, hating. Man, why they like him? Why they like him? He broke. That's y'all. See, because at the end of the day, to be a man is priceless. Being who you are, standing on who you are, is more valuable than your PhD, nigga. Let me repeat that. Having knowledge of self and standing on who you are is more valuable than your PhD, nigga, than your law degree, nigga. That's why I can move around in the social world more than you, nigga. That's why I can go to a bar and talk to more women than you. You see? Because I can get women to go to you to buy them drinks and then they bring me one. I got you a drink, boo. Oh, thanks. Oh, you got it from him? Yeah, he buying drinks. Let that nigga keep buying drinks. He think I'ma dance with him. See, that's y'all. See, I'm used to that. I'm used to that. You know, I'm that guy. I'm that guy. Hey, I got you a drink. Where this come from? Oh, that nigga over there buying drinks, his corny ass. Oh, that's why you mad, huh? That's why you really hate Pookie. Because when you come in, you gotta buy shots. See, you know what y'all came to the internet and tried to make men believe? That it wasn't cool for women to spend their money on men. When that's some fly shit. That's when you know you a fly, handsome, sexy nigga. That's when you know a woman's really attracted to you. When she want to see you win some shit she bought. What you talking about? Y'all came here and tried to make it look like it was some broke shit because you ain't never have a woman dress you. You ain't never had a woman say, I want you to wear these silk drawers. You ain't never had that. That's why. But y'all came here and try to bastardize it and try to make Pookie look like he just some henpecked nigga. Get out of here. Get out of here. Women buy shit for niggas because they want to see them in it. Just like you go and buy them red bottoms. Just like you go and buy that lingerie because you want to see her wear it. Women do that too, nigga. They just don't do it for you. They just don't do it for you. You see? Half you niggas need to get a woman to buy you something so you can stop wearing Fruit of the Loom drawers. It's 2022. You still wearing goddamn briefs. You a grown ass man wearing briefs. You need to get you a woman to buy you something. That's why she ain't trying to give you none either. You got on those goddamn white briefs. Like, goddamn, nigga, I thought you had money. You couldn't even go buy no boxer briefs. He got on them old briefs too. You know the briefs that's tri-colored or multicolored around the elastic? They got those on. You pulling your goddamn dress pants off with some multicolored Dollar General briefs. Pookie pulled his shit off. He got on silk polo drawers. She like, oh, I ain't know you had them. Yeah, I know. I saved them for you. I saved them just for this time right here. Oh, you did? Mm-hmm. Sure did. See what they tried to do, y'all? But this is the real reason why, and this is why I'm pointing this shit out today. It's the real reason why you hate Pookie. Because you conformed, and Pookie and RayRay, they didn't. They didn't. And y'all are crying about what? A problem that Pookie and RayRay don't have. And guess what? Pookie and RayRay could always go back to school, nigga. You see, it's not our fault you believe the lie. Why you mad? And by the way, I went to school too. So we not sitting here downplaying school. You see? Pookies and RayRays just know that school ain't your way to freedom. We know that. Because we're in a system that is funded through slavery, mental slavery, conformity. You see? That's why you're mad at Pookie. Because now that same little chick that you bought off Tinder, you got to stop in the hood and buy her some blunts. You got to take your little 26-year-old dinner date that you met off Tinder, your little dinner whore. You gotta stop. You gotta stop. You gotta stop on 63rd in St. Lawrence. Because she needs some blunts. Before y'all go to the hotel and get it in, she gotta stop and get some blunts. And you don't like stopping in the hood because all the Pookies know her. See, we know what it is. We know. Don't come on the internet and try to switch shit up, homie. We're going to deal with shit in real time. Okay? We not doing that. Because, see, we know the real reason why you hate Pookie. And we're talking about it today. And after today, everything should be clear. Should be clear on why you hate Pookie. Why you really hate Pookie. Because you a punk. That's why. You are a punk. You're a punk. You're scared to rebel against the programming. You're a punk. You're a coward. Shout out to Sir Leo Puma. He said, thanks for the wisdom. Appreciate that, brother. Appreciate it. Appreciate your super chat. That's why. You're a coward. But I know some of y'all that's listening. I ain't scared. I'll beat your ass. I'll beat your ass, boy. I'll show you I ain't scared. Prove to yourself that you're not scared to be yourself. Won't you do that? See, wanting to fight me is not going to prove anything. You only want to fight me because I'm telling you the truth. Fight that fear out of yourself. Won't you do that? You don't fight me. Don't prove to me you're not scared of me. Prove to yourself you're not scared of yourself. And that you're not scared of the programming that they force fed you. You always want to be a superhero, right? Now it's time to behave like one. Okay, buddy? It's time to be adventurous. It's time to let that little kid out the closet. Stop being scared. So what if you get in trouble? Women like a man who ain't afraid to get in trouble sometimes. That's when she'll maybe want to get in trouble with him. But if you just some scary porch nigga, she like, oh, ah, ah, ah. That's why you get that. Because you're scared to be a man. Scared. Because you thought being a man was your job, was your bank account, was your PhD. You thought that was being a man. You thought that was going to grant you some respect and credibility. Okay. That's why you hit rock bottom. And you're on here ranting and crying out. See? Because this is what happens when men conform. And this is the real reason why you hate Pookie and RayRay. So shout out to everyone. Shout out to everybody for coming through to today's show. Salute to everybody in the building. Shout out to everyone, all you visionaries. Make sure you like and share today's show. Make sure you like and share today's show. If you haven't yet, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I drop some new content. Shout out to Ice Turner. Appreciate you, King. Shout out to Ricky Webster. He said, one love, props due. Salute, salute, salute. Shout out to Heels In. He said, great sunrise, world. Share the playback. Appreciate you, fam. As always. Appreciate you, family. Shout out to the #1 grinder in the building. Shout out to everyone who came through today. Spicy Trill in the building. Baller X. Larry Vaughn, my day one brother. The Book of Ronan. Shout out to Lack of Black in here laughing her ass off. Mac Ultra was good. Appreciate you pulling up. Shout out to you, Miss Toya. Shout out to you. Much love to Dyson for coming through, UFO. Shout out to everyone, man. I appreciate everyone for pulling up. My day one sandbox brother, Papa Flocka. Appreciate you, my brother. Shout out to you, Miss Angie, always coming through and holding down the chat. Shout out to everyone. Shout out to everyone. Like I said, make sure you like and share today's show. If you haven't yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I drop some new content right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. DS1 Ross, Sheep Stay Sleep TV. And remember, brothers, we got to heal before we build. We got to heal before we build. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Peace.